Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today, I will be welcoming one of the most iconic characters of 60s sitcoms, the original Cousin It himself, Felix Silla. Yes, Felix Silla, one of the great little person stuntmen of all time. He's coming on the podcast today to talk about playing Cousin It on the Addams Family. He was in a lot of great movies like Planet of the Apes, She-Freak. He was on H.R. Pufnstuf. He did stunts on E.T., Poltergeist, Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom. He, of course, was on Buck Rogers in the 21st Century. Lots of prolific stuff he's done. Lots of great stuff. And I'm having him on the show today to talk about that and much more. And I'm so excited. I'd also like to say happy birthday, Richard Dean Anderson, who played MacGyver. He's turning 70, which is crazy. I remember when the guy was 35 to 42, doing that show. Happy birthday, Richard Dean Anderson. So yeah, here is my interview with Felix Silla.
Hello?
Hey Felix, it's Tommy calling to do the interview.
Hey, how you doing?
I am great, sir. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Where are you calling from?
Redding, California.
Oh, okay. I thought you were somewhere back in southeast. It was, nearby Atlanta. How you doing?
I am doing just spectacular. Yeah, I get a lot of people.
Good.
A lot of people, when they see the number on their phones, it comes up Atlanta or somewhere back east, and I don't know where that comes from.
I was thinking about you might be calling from somewhere. I didn't expect California, but hey, here we are.
Here we are.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you call from. I don't care. So how's everything?
Everything is just wonderful. This is such a great honor. Thank you for taking the time today.
Hey, no problem, man. No, I really enjoy doing it. So let's go ahead and do what we got to do, and then let's talk a little bit.
Yep.
Ask me a few questions, and we'll give you a few answers. So, are you recording or no?
I'm recording, yeah.
Oh, you are? Okay. All right. So,
I got so much here. So going back in time, I know that you were in the circus long before the movie business, but I'm curious, before the circus, did you gravitate towards performing early on?
No, because before the circus, I was in Italy. I was born in Italy, and I just got over. I arrived in 1955. So my circus, my first job, it was a circus job, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 1962, I decided we were in California and worked, and I decided I had enough circus, I had enough traveling. I decided to, quit the circus and stay in California, and I was working with somebody there, and I got the job, work in the movies.
Yeah, you're originally from Italy. Did you grow up there?
Well, I was born there. I was there for 15 years. I came here when I was 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, I'm three-quarter of American. I mean, I wasn't born in Italy, but I've been here most of my life.
Yeah.
So,
were you in New York when you came to America?
Yeah, I have a brother. I have a brother who lives upstate in New York, and I came. When I came from Italy, I went to New York, and then I went to work. I got the job with the Ringling Brothers Circus until I traveled a few years, and until 1962, and that's when I decided to quit, and I went to work in Los Angeles, and then I got a job, my first job in a movie business. Actually, I wasn't really looking for it. Mm-hmm. They were looking for little people to do some, stunt work, and I I was the guy that got her picked, to do a job doubling little boy in the movie. So that's how we started out.
Yeah, I was reading that you had trouble speaking English at first, but you credit the circus for teaching you how to talk and act.
Well, yeah, it's not. I learned English by communicating, by associating with American people, because I didn't go to school. I never went to school to learn English. I just learned by communicating, being with the American people at the circus. Yeah, that's how I learned.
Yeah. You speak perfect English, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Before we get into the stunt work, let's talk about acting rules. As everyone knows, you played the original Cousin It on the Addams Family. How did you get cast as Cousin It?
It was a very, very easy and simple. I went to actually my agent when I got when I went to LA. I got an agent, and she sent me to an office somewhere, some Hollywood Boulevard or whatever it was. They were looking for little people, so I went in there. I went to an office at the studio, one of the studio, and there were a couple of guys talking to each other in one of the office, and I came to the door, and they look at each other, they look at me, and they said, well, they didn't say much anything. They said, that's it. You got the job, and come back on Monday, and we'll start working. And they never told me anything at all what I was supposed to be doing. So that's how Cousin It just started out.
And the show had been on a while at that point, right?
Well, yeah, they already did. They already produced 18 or 19 episode before I came in. They brought me in later on. So one of the producers got this new idea to bring in a new character, and that's how they got me in.
And what was it like wearing all that hair? Was it really hot and sweaty?
Well, you know what? It was a job, man. You know what? If I didn't want it, if I didn't like it, there's always somebody waiting at the door, to take the job. It wasn't really that bad. It wasn't really that bad, to tell you the truth, man. It was, I got hot once in a while, but you know what? Addams Family, it was filmed in black and white.
Yeah.
So black and white requires less lights, than color.
Right.
The color requires more lights, more lighting. So it wasn't really, really that bad. It wasn't very uncomfortable. What I did, I was wearing everything black underneath, like a black pants, a black top with long sleeves, black gloves, black shoes, and everything underneath was all black. And I had a pair of sunglasses. That's how I could see through the sunglasses.
Yeah, I've seen a picture of you in the costume with your face peeking out of it, Yeah, that must have been just, really exhausting, though, just to be in that thing all day long, right?
Well, it was not all that long. I mean, it was 15, 20 minutes at a time. Sometimes it may be like half an hour, but that wasn't really, I could take the on and off. When I was not involved in the scene, I just thought, they took it off. They just sat and waited until they needed me again. And then when they called me to, they needed me again to go on the scene, to do the next scene, I just got the costume back on. But I didn't keep it on all day, no.
And even in rehearsals you had to wear it?
No, in rehearsal we did mostly without a costume on. No, we never used, we never got fully dressed for a rehearsal, no.
Oh, okay. Do you know what they used to make Cousin It's voice sound like that?
Okay, let me tell you, 30 years after the Addams Family got canceled,
right.
I went to a church. At that time I lived in California. I took a friend of mine to a church to get some kind of paper, whatever it was.
Yeah.
We came to this front door, and the guy looked at me. I saw a guy with a beard, and he around in the 60, 70 years old, with a beard on, a gray beard. And he looks at me and he says, "Cousin Ed." I said, "How do you know?" He says, "Well, I did your voice 30 years ago. I was the guy that I did your voice on Cousin Ed. His name is Tony Magro.
Huh.
He did my voice." Yeah, it was a guy from the sound department.
Wow. Yeah, because for years, people, including my father, guessed that it was a vinyl record being played backwards.
You know what? Exactly. That's how I think that's how they did that.
Yeah.
They do like a record. Sometime even Carolyn Jones did my voice. A couple episodes, I think, she tried to do my voice. And what they do a recording, and I don't know, they go to speed her up or reverse back and I don't know how it works. But anybody could do it. But my reversing the sound back and forth.
Yeah. Oh boy.
That's how it was done. Yeah.
How was working with the cast?
The cast was wonderful people to work with. John Aston, he's still with us, he's still alive. Actually, as a matter of fact, it's myself, John, and Lisa. We're still, thank God, we're still kicking along. John is really hard to get in touch with because he's a very busy man. Mm-hmm. He lives in back east. He lives in Baltimore, and he does he did one-man show for 3-4 years, but he's a professor. He teaches drama at the Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, and he has his own theater, and they call him Professor John Aston.
Oh, wow!
Professor, nice guy, really nice. He's still funny as ever. Yeah.
Yeah, I love seeing that when guys his age are still out there active and not even thinking about retirement.
Well, hey, you know what? He enjoys what he's doing, and it's very hard to get in touch with him. Mm-hmm. A lot of promoters, a lot of people, they like to have him as like a reunion to do a convention. Mm-hmm. He just can't do it. He's too busy, and he loves what he's doing. So he doesn't want to travel, so he just enjoys what he's doing. And he told me one time, he says, Felix, he said, I walk. When he goes to work, he walks to the theater. And he says, except sometimes when I have to carry a box of paper or whatever, that's when I take a cab. But other than that, he says, I walk all the time. And he's up there in age. He's like pretty close to
90.
Late 80s, So.
Yeah, he's about almost 90 or so.
Yes, pretty close, yeah.
How was working with Jackie Coogan?
Oh, Jackie Coogan was great. He was a funny guy. Jackie Coogan really used to fall asleep a lot. When he was not involved with the scene, he used to fall asleep and then sit in his chair. Yeah. He ruined so many takes because he kept snoring.
Yeah.
And while we were filming, we heard somebody snoring like a train. My God, the directors get so mad at him. Jackie, shut up. You're ruining all the takes. You're ruining all the scenes or whatever. Go to sleep in your own room. So they used to kind of slap him a little bit in the head, and okay, you go to your dressing room and we'll call you when we need you. But he used to fall asleep so fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
really, really quick, yeah.
That's pretty funny. Yeah. When they did the movies in the 90s, did they ask you to reprise your role as Cousin It?
Yeah, you mean the new movies?
Yeah.
No, they never asked me anything. They didn't care. That was their money. I called them, and before I heard they were going to do movies. I called them and said, hey, I did, Cousin It, the Addams Family, whatever. Okay, we'll let you know. I never heard it. haven't heard from him.
But you did play him again in '77.
Yeah, but I did the TV show. Yeah, in 19. See, that's where they were going to bring him back. They taped it. They did it on tape. It didn't work. Also, they were doing it in color. They were taping it in color. They were trying to bring him back, but it didn't work out. It really wasn't that good, you know.
Yeah, they
didn't do such a good job.
Yeah, they did that too with the Munsters in '81 with the original cast, and then they did several reboots with different casts over the years. But you can't strike lightning twice with the original cast. You know.
You're right, man. You know what? Like I say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're trying to make all these remakes. How many times can you do it? You know.
Yeah.
You know what? Just do it a couple times. You know, just leave it alone. I mean, how can you beat the original ideas? You know. Right now, I don't see much of anything in Hollywood because there's not too many writers. All the writers that you know what? The Addams Family had really good writers. They used to write for the Marx Brothers, and they were really, really talented. They had a lot of talent, you know.
Oh yeah.
They knew what they were doing. They knew how to write comedy. Now to me, I don't see much funny thing on TV anymore. You know.
No.
You know, all the funny things that are on TV now are like all these idiots, you know, late show at night that try to make fun of your president and just they think it's funny. To me, it's not.
No.
There are funny jokes. You know, there's no talent. The writer's no longer with us. You know.
Yeah, they're just obsessed with the president right now, and it's just terrible. It's not even funny.
I was reading. We're not going to get off this thing, but I was just reading something. One guy killed his own boss because they were arguing on the way to work because they were arguing about politics.
Oh.
And the guy stabbed this guy with a trowel. This happened in Florida, right off some highway. He picked up the kid to go to work, and the guy stabbed his own boss because they were not, you know, agreeing on with the politics.
Yeah.
You know what? That's not fair. It's unfair.
No.
You know, I believe what I believe. You believe what you believe. Let's leave it alone, right?
Exactly.
You know, you don't have to kill people, dude, because they want to believe what you believe. If you believe what you like, I believe what I like. That's about it. You know.
Exactly. I see.
I'm going to have to turn the phone now. Hang on.
Okay.
Okay. That was my cell phone ringing in my Addams Family song.
Nice.
Anyway, let's go back. Let's go back where we were, the Addams Family.
Yeah. Well, I had nothing to add to the rest of that, but I see you had a role in the first pilot of Star Trek.
Yes, the one, the Theologian. Yeah. I got to work with Jeffrey Hunter. There was what a wonderful actor he was. I mean, he died too early. I think his wife told him. She said to him, "Oh no, you don't want to do that show. It's not going to go anywhere. You know, nothing is going to happen." And then he passed away. I think he fell, or I don't know how he died. I heard that he fell. I guess something hurt his head or whatever.
I thought
that's how he died.
Yeah.
But he was a wonderful actor, nice guy, really nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my first episode of the Theologian. Yeah.
Yeah, Dan Durier's son Peter was in that, and
right.
Susan Oliver. She was such a good actress.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you think that Star Trek would become what it became?
You know what? I tell you the truth. I didn't think about anything. You know, to me, I was new in the business. I was new in California. I mean, it was a few years after I came from Italy, and I was still learning the language, you know, this and that. But I didn't think about anything about it, anything of it. I didn't know anything. I just, to me, it was a job.
Mm-hmm.
I did my job, and I went home. And the same thing when I did, I worked with Charlton Heston, the original Planet of the Apes. And I didn't, but I never thought that the Addams Family, Star Trek, or even Star Wars, there's such a long history, that, the long journey,
Yeah.
I mean, I never thought 50, 60 years later that Addams Family people were still talking about it. I mean, the people are going nuts.
Yeah.
They're crazy, they go crazy about it,
Yeah.
So they still has a big follower, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember you were on an episode of The Monkees where they're in the circus.
Oh, yes. Monkey at the circus, yeah.
Yeah, what was it like working with those guys?
They were kind of fun guys to work with. I didn't really associate it too much with them,
Mm-hmm.
I just did my job, and that's it. I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, did you get to talk to them? Did you do that?" No, because you don't just sit there and talk to these guys, because everybody that you work with, they have their own things to. They have a lot of things to memorize. They have to memorize their dialogue. They have to memorize the script, because when you goof up and you mix up and the director just retake, it costs the money.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to. They want to make sure that the actors know their dialogue, know their lines. They don't have to do a lot of retakes, and that's why you don't really talk to these guys. You just say hello in the morning. They say good morning, and and that's hello, and then it's good night. And when you go home, it's good night. That's it.
Yeah.
But I got to work with a lot of nice people in the '60s and '70s. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I remember from that episode, since I was like 4 or 5, it's just so embedded in my brain. Towards the end there, you're trying to give Davy this gigantic silver key, and he's making out with the girl that's in the episode, and you're standing there with this like sad and jealous look with that clown makeup on. It's so endearing, I have to say.
It was disturbing the lover boy.
Yeah.
It was fun. I mean, Davey they were all nice. They were nice guys. Yeah, they were very friendly. They used to kidding around all the time, It was like little kids playing little, marble, whatever. They really got along well, and they were really good. So, nice together.
Yeah. Then you did the low-budget horror film She Freak.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we shot that in Palmdale, California. Yeah, I took a place a friend of mine. He couldn't do it, so I did it. And there was kind of funny movie to do, I mean, there in the '60s, there were a lot of jobs. We didn't make a lot of money, but
yeah,
you know what? The price of gas wasn't $3 either. It was 24 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
So I mean, with the money that we made, it paid the bills.
Yeah.
So, and a pack of cigarette was 25 cents, not $8. So it was fun. We had a lot of fun working, and I mean, thank God to the union. He gave me a nice little pension. I put in a few years, and I was in California 45 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done a lot of work, like stunt work and stand-in and, doubling kids and this and that. I mean, that's, we, in the '60s and '70s, we used to work like 5 days a week, almost the whole week. We used to work all the time because there were a lot of, in early '60s and '70s, there were a lot of young kids working, like family shows.
Right.
And they use a lot of kids. So, the young kids, they're not allowed to do their own work, their own stunt work, hard work, dangerous. So they use little people to do that. And we worked a lot. We did work a lot. And then we did stand-in for the little kids. Stand-in is like when the boy has to go to school. Mm-hmm. They have to have so many hours of schooling, in school.
Right.
And they have, a school teacher on the set. So what they do when they set up the scene, they have to have somebody to stand in on the spot of the actor, the actor's spot. You have to act, like the little actor. So while they're lighting up, they'll light up the camera, the lights, and they're set up for the scene. When the sign, everything is set up, then the kid comes back, and they call the kid from the school coming back, and they do the scene, and that's how it's done. And we work at least 5 days a week, and we worked a lot, but we were getting $27 a day. Can you imagine in 1960? But
yeah.
Like I said, a gallon of gas was 24 cents. So that goes to show you that, it was pretty good money.
Sure was.
So,
when you were the child gorilla in Planet of the Apes, are you the one who says...
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. Are you the one who says, look, it's a man?
Yes, that was me. Yeah, that was me. In, was that the museum or whatever? I don't know what it was. I think it was a museum.
Yeah, this museum and the Taylor's trying to hide.
When he ran across in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
There was. Yeah, man, that was me. And oh my God, the makeup was crazy. It was like, not 3 hours of makeup every morning. We had to be on location at the Malibu Canyon, where 20th Century Fox Ranch used to be. 3 in the morning, you sit in the stupid director chair, makeup chair, and the guy's putting all the junk on your face, glue the stuff, and this and that, and then about 3 hours later, 3.5 hours later, okay, the cameraman, the director, okay, we're ready to shoot. And they started shooting, all of a sudden started pouring down rain. And he says, okay, take it off, come back tomorrow. And it was a miserable thing, because when they put the stuff on your face, they used to glue it on with the spirit gum, you know?
Yeah.
They glue it on your face with spirit gum. And then, to take it off, they used the acetone. And acetone, man, after a couple of days, you feel it. Your skin is it's peeling off your face. I mean, it was really, really hurting. After a couple of days, it started hurting a bit.
Wow.
So it was a kind of miserable job. But you know what? You have to do it,
Right.
So, I mean, you have to do it. They offer you a job, and you take it. If you don't take it, somebody else will take it. So, but that's how it was.
Yeah, makeup.
Now they use a new stuff, so new stuff is a lot better. But you know what? I retired a few years ago, and I have no intention of. You know what? I just do convention. That's about it. So I enjoy it.
Yeah, you worked with Sid and Marty Krofft on HR Puffin Stuff in Lidsville. What was it?
Yeah.
What was it about their genius that appealed to you to work with them?
I didn't know what it was, but we had a lot of fun working, especially on HR Puffin Stuff. What they did, they had too many characters, not enough actors.
Right.
So we used to jump from one costume to another. Like, as soon as you finish a scene with one costume, okay, Felix, we need you for another scene, for a different scene. Okay, take off this costume and put another one on. I mean, we used to run around like a chicken with a head cut off on the set, because it was no time to relax. It was long days, but we were a lot younger and we didn't care.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, and it was fun. It was fun working with Jack Wilde, and we used to tease him about his language, the English really, really hard. We couldn't hardly understand him when he was talking.
Yeah.
We used to tease him a lot. He say, hey, you talk funny,
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of fun working on the show.
Those guys were pretty groundbreaking. They didn't have shows that were like the traditional network fare at that time.
Yes, right. But, and then I worked with them I worked with Sid and Marty Krofft in New York at the World's Fair. I drove all the way from L.A. to New York in 3 days. And I worked with them for 6 months at the World's Fair. And when I got home back to California, nobody knew me. I had to start all over again. Because I forgot all about it, because I was gone for 6 months, and everybody said, well, he's probably no longer here. He's gone someplace. Man, it took me a little while to get back into business again when I returned to California.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was hard. It was really hard because they forget all about you.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun to work with Cinematic Croft. Yeah.
That was before the internet,
Yes. Oh, yes.
Now, I've never seen the Blackbird, but I read it's your favorite movie you've done.
Well, The Blackbird's a great movie with John Siegel. It was funny. I mean, there was a remake of The Maltese Falcon. You remember the one with Humphrey Bogart?
Right.
Yeah, there was a remake in comedy. And George Siegel played Sam Spade. He played the part of Sam Spade Jr.
Right.
It was a funny movie. It was a really funny movie. But, it didn't really do much for me because it wasn't released together with an X-rated film in a movie, in a theater. And then not too many people don't care about it.
Yeah.
I had lots of dialogue, and it's a funny movie. If you see it, you're going to enjoy it. It's really funny.
Yeah, there was a lot.
And then we did. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, there was a lot of films that didn't make money at the box office in the 70s because they were double billed with an X-rated movie.
Yes, they just threw them out there. They didn't care. I mean, what the idea was. I mean, yeah, you know what? You spend the money making the movie, and then you just throw it in front of the people, and you don't care if it's going to make money or not. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, they shouldn't release that by itself with another G movie, not an X-rate, But
yeah.
they did, if you go to drive-in, you see Blackbird and an X-rated movie together, and I don't know, I didn't like the idea of it. They didn't do much for me. It was fun. It was a lot of fun to work with George Siegel.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why Jerry Lewis quit making movies for 10 years, because they were putting, his movies next to Deep Throat and all that, he said.
Yeah. Yeah, I worked on a Jerry Lewis TV show. My God, Jerry was so funny. When he had his TV show on NBC.
Right.
Yeah, Jerry Lewis was a funny guy. And also I worked with all the comedians in Hollywood. I mean, I worked with Jonathan Winder. I worked with Ray Skelton many times, and Paul Lynde, and I worked with Imogen Coker. And,
wow.
I mean, all of them. I mean, I worked with all of them. There was plenty work in those days because there was a lot of family shows,
Yeah.
A lot of family shows. There was a lot of kids. So also I did an episode of Bonanza.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever watch it.
Oh, yeah.
The Horse and the Leprechaun. It'll be coming.
I can't remember that
one. It will
one.
be coming out in March. In March, around St. Patrick, it'll be coming. It'll be coming on TV.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a funny episode. Yeah.
I'll keep an eye out for that one. Maybe my dad remembers that one, because...
Watch Bonanza a few days before, what's the name of all that now? March 17, and before that, a couple days after, you're going to, for sure, it's going to be on it. That episode will be on. Because, Bonanza's been on forever.
Yeah.
So, and then, we didn't talk about Buck Rogers, so we're coming up on that later, right?
Oh, no, we're coming up on Buck Rogers. I wanted to ask you, you had played Lucifer on Battlestar Galactica.
That's a mistake.
Oh, that's
a mistake.
That's an IMDb flubber.
That's a mistake of not CBS. That's a mistake of Universal Studio.
Okay.
I worked on Battlestar Galactica a few times. I was doubling Boxy, the little boy in the Boxy.
Yes.
Noah Hathaway.
Yes, Noah Hathaway.
I was doing the stunt work for him. Now, they made a mistake. They put my name on some other... they made a big mistake by putting my name on something else. So, but I did work on Battlestar Galactica.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lucifer was played by Bobby Porter.
Oh, yeah.
I need to put this on because when the people will hear this, I want to make sure that Bobby Porter and I, we are really good friends. We haven't seen each other for many, many years, but he's the one who was on Lucifer character. But I did the stunt work for Noah Hathaway, for Boxy.
Yeah.
Universal made a big mistake. They put my name on that, and I think they even have the name on a DVD or whatever. I don't know what it is, the cassette or TV, DVD. I don't know. You know what? They made a mistake. I did.
Yeah, I've been trying to find Bobby Porter. I met him at a convention years ago. Very nice guy.
Yeah, Bobby's really was. I don't know. I hope he's still around, but he's the one who did. He's the one who did the character. Bobby and I, we are good friends. I hope we're still, because I don't want to take somebody's name that it was not my fault.
Yeah. Do you think? Mm-hmm. Do you think Buck Rogers got canceled because Star Wars was so advanced?
Not really. I think Buck Rogers got canceled because they didn't know what to do with it. The second year was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the first year was really good?
Yeah.
The first year was great. The second year was hardly. They didn't know what to do with the show. They don't know really what to do with it. They don't know if they go towards adults or towards children. They changed the producer. They got rid of Tim O'Connor, the actor, and they brought in a bunch of other people. They said, well, the first year was too expensive. You know what? That show cost over $1 million per episode.
Wow.
And $1 million in 1970, 79, whatever it was, $1 million was a lot of money. You know?
Yeah.
It was a lot of money. And you don't, they didn't know what to do with it. The producers didn't know what to do with it. So they canceled.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why. That's why that show's no longer, because they had no idea what to do with it. And nobody liked the second year. It was terrible.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Was working with Gil Gerard good?
Yeah, it was really nice, and all of them, they're all nice people that I work with. In Addams Family, Buck Rogers, all the work that I've done, I got along with a lot of people because they were really nice. You're nice to them, and they're nice to you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to respect it. They respect you, and you respect them as a human being. Like you don't do it like now. I mean, you can't even say anything wrong. If you say one word wrong, people are going, "Oh, what are you talking about?" Whatever, It's not, the friendship is not here. Is not there anymore. Like in California, I mean, I love the state of California, but a lot of the people I don't care for because there's no friendship. No friendship anymore. No, nobody's friends with nobody else. Also, everybody's in a hurry. They want to go, hurry up. Or if you want to say hello to somebody, says, "Oh, what do you want?" Like you want something. I don't want anything. I just want to say hello. That's all.
Yeah.
But the friendship is gone. I don't know why.
I know, it's really, really sad.
Yeah, Buck Rogers was fine. It was great.
How was the Return of the Jedi experience?
Oh, that was fun. I got to travel a lot. We got to go to London quite a bit, and we travel, and I got to meet a lot of nice people from London, from England, like Kenny Baker and all the rest of all the people, and it was fun. It was really nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Here's
that was a great movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a movie I'm sure you probably didn't know I knew. Meatballs Part 2.
Yeah, Meatball, yeah. That was a fun movie, too. They're all, we really had a lot of fun working. We always did costume stuff,
Yeah.
Every time I got a job, I said, "Oh, yeah, we're going to put you in a costume, Hey, you know what? It pays the bills. I mean, you have to work. And it was nice. They were nice jobs, and I enjoyed to do I enjoyed doing them because I got to work with a lot of nice people, a lot of friends, and they were really nice to you. it was fun to do it.
Mm-hmm. You played the little critter in House. I remember that. That was
yes. Yeah, I doubled for the director's son. I got to double little kids. There was the director's real son. So it was fun to do it. I didn't. So they called me one night. I used to live in San Fernando Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And they called me one night and said, "Hey, Felix, we need you on location down on Magic Mountain." I had to go in the middle of the... We were there all night long, almost freezing cold, and it was so cold. And they got me working with this, actually with the actor, the real actor. We were getting shot by somebody, and we had to duck in the water, in a little pond. And it was so darn cold, man. I was freezing to death. It was so cold. But you know what? I had to wear my own shoes because the kid went home. I was doubling the kid. He went home and he took his shoes home. So I had to use my own. When you got to go in the water, get soaked, and then you drive home and the squishy, the shoe didn't get dry because it was the middle of the night. It was dark and cold, and it was a lot of fun. And another thing that I did, I worked on a movie called Indiana Jones, The Temple of Dooms.
Yes, which I'm going to ask you about. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You probably have a long list in front of you.
Yes. So, okay, let's get into the stunts. Okay, I'm going to mention movies you did stunts for. Tell me anything you remember from them.
Which one? Okay. I did the movie Indiana Jones. I worked with that movie on and off for almost like 6 months. We traveled everywhere, and I did all the stunt work for Short Round.
Right.
And about 3 years ago, listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
From 1983, I haven't seen the kids from 1983 until about 3 years ago. We did a convention in Colorado Springs, and there he was, the kid that I doubled, and he got married, a beautiful wife, and he remembered me really well. I remember very well too. He was so nice to see me again. We were so nice to each other. And I told the people, I was telling people, man, I doubled him when he was 7 years old. He said, no. He says, I was 9 years old. He said, I was small for my size. They hired me before they hired the boy. They got me from California, from L.A. to Hong Kong before they even hired the kid.
Uh-huh.
So I arrived there in Hong Kong, and then he came a couple of days later, and we look at each other, and somebody says, well, Felix is a little bit shorter than the boy. We need to do this, or we need to put a lift on his shoes, or whatever. And Steven Spielberg said, no, we don't need to put any lift because we're not going to really see him that close. You'll be doing a lot of running around, long shots and things like that. Mm-hmm. We don't need to put anything. We don't want him to trip or twist his ankle, break his ankles. He said, no, fine. And then there was then we have to send him home. Steve said, no, we have to send him home. He's fine. And that's why I got to work with him almost 6 months. We went all the way from L.A. to Hong Kong. From Hong Kong, actually Macau. And then from there we went to India. From India we went to London. From London back to California. California back to London. I mean, we were everywhere, back and forth 6 months.
Uh-huh.
It was lots of fun. But it was kind of boring in England. It was really boring because, I didn't have too many friends. They didn't really care for American people. That's what I thought. It rained every day of the week. It was very boring, and I had to be at the studio all day long, from 7 in the morning till about 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon until we wrapped. But it was a good job. I got to do a lot of traveling, and it was fun. And I got to work with Spielberg. I mean, one of the best directors, and very smart guy, man. this guy's really, really smart. He knows exactly what he wants. You know, when he comes on the set, he does all the homework at home the night before. He doesn't come on the set and start screaming at people because, see, a lot of the directors, now the new directors, they don't do their homework. So when they come to on set, they don't know what they want, you know.
Right.
And they pick on people for a little mistake, man. They scream at you. They're really nasty. But Steven Spielberg is different. He does the homework at home, at the studio. At the office, whatever, the night before for the next day, for what he wants. And when he gets there, he gets exactly what he wants for that day. And you never hear him hollering and screaming at anybody. And it was a really, really enjoyable job. You know, it was fun.
Oh, that's great. Did you work with him on E.T. and Poltergeist also?
Actually, Poltergeist I did. And E.T. I did too. Poltergeist, I doubled the little boy when do you remember the branch, the tree came through the window?
Yes.
And picked up the kid. And yes, it was me. And there was a cold job. It was rainy, a lot of water. We were shooting at the one of the stage MGM studio. Mm-hmm. And Spielberg was in the background, but Toby, whatever his name was, the director, I could hear Spielberg say, more water, more wind, and then a huge fan, you know, and a lot of rain, and I had this little nightgown, and my mouth was shivering like I couldn't, oh my, it was so funny.
Yeah.
That was me, and then that was Poltergeist. E.T., I did work on E.T., you will never believe when I tell you I doubled for Drew Barrymore when she was 7 years old.
I believe it.
I doubled Drew, and at nighttime we were doing a filming night scene with trick-or-treating going, you know, Halloween, going up and down the street, and I was the guy with the little pillowcase over my head. It looks like Casper the Friendly Ghost. So we had a fireworks going, and they're not allowed. You know, the kids, they're not allowed to work after a certain hour.
Right.
So, you know, they have to go home and rest for the next day. So they call me up, you know, to say, you know, like Spielberg calls, hey, Felix, we need your location. Okay, I'll be over. And we shot that in Simi Valley. The scene is what I did, the trick-or-treating. So that was great.
Nice. Any good stories?
Also, I worked on a movie called The Hindenburg.
Yeah.
Falling off. Bobby and I, we both worked in Hindenburg, falling off of the window, jumping out of the window when the ship got burned up, caught on fire. Yeah. And we filmed that at the El Toro Marine Base down in the summer in California.
How about
that was fun, man. Those days were a great time. We had a lot of fun, and you know, you're young and you're happy and you're bouncy and you're running around like crazy, and you know, and we had no pains, and then you retire. You're getting old, and oh my God, now all the pains come out. So
yeah. How about Howard?
Howard the Duck, yeah. Oh, yeah. Howard the Duck. I did, I flew in from Burbank to San Francisco, and they drove me. I arrived in San Francisco, thing was like, 8 o'clock at night, and it was dark. They took me straight to the set, and they put the stupid costume on me. And I went there. They made me. You remember the scene, the truck coming through the alley in the middle of the night?
Yes.
And Howard is in the middle of the alley, supposed to jump out of the way.
Yeah.
That was the scene that I did. Okay, let me tell you something about this. I did. Okay, what happened? It was very hard to see through the costume, through the eyes, because it was like a little pinhole, and I could see everything was glare. You know, that's all I could see. And the truck had high beams on, and I was getting blind. So the director kept telling me, says, Felix, let the truck come closer. And I kept saying, I don't know how to do that because I cannot see the distance. I don't know where in the hell the truck is because I don't want to get run over, you know. So we did 5 takes. The last take, what it was, I was supposed to jump out of the way and land inside the door and land on the mattress. Mm. The last take, I landed on the mattress and I separated my right shoulder.
Oh.
And I told the wardrobe guy, I said, sorry, but I don't know what it is. I can't get up. I hurt. My shoulder hurts really bad. And guess what they did? They used the number 1 take, was the best. But wow. They made me do 4 more. But the number 1 take was the best one. You know?
Yeah.
If they let me do 1 or 2, just stop it, I would never separate my shoulder. You know?
Yeah.
So the first take was the best one, and they used it. They used the first one. See, they kept saying, let them come closer, come closer. I say, well, I don't know how far the truck is, and I don't want to get killed. I don't need to get run over. So I'm going to jump out of the way. As soon as you say action, I don't care, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to wait there like an idiot and wait for the truck to splash me against the wall, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. I mean, they used the first take, and then they took me, oh my God, I thought I was going to freeze that night. You know, they put a bunch of ice packs on my shoulder. I tried to sleep, but I couldn't sleep. It was so cold. The next morning, they took me to the hospital. They did an x-ray, and they put me against the wall with a bag in my hand. And the guy said to me, the director says, well, he said, welcome to the football team. He said, you separate your shoulder. And I didn't even know. I never heard that word before. Separate your shoulder. I never got hurt in my life. That was the first time.
Yeah.
And he said to me, do you play football? And I said, no, I don't play football. He says, oh, okay. Do you want to get a surgery? I said, no, I don't want no surgery. So they wrapped me up to send me home. So they sent me home, and then a week later, I received a letter from the production company. Say, I'm sorry, but we didn't hire you. Somebody else did. They were worried about me suing or something, a lawsuit. I said, I'm not about to sue anybody. I'm just minding my own business. About 3 months later, everything went back to normal and back to work. But it was hour in the dark. I couldn't see 3 feet in front of my face. It was so blurry.
Wow. Did you take it up with the Screen Actors Guild?
Crazy costumes, so.
Yeah. Did you take it up with the Screen Actors Guild?
Oh, about what?
Like your injury? Yeah.
No, well, they pay for my bills. They pay for my doctor bills and whatever. It was fine. I mean, they knew I got hurt in a job, so they had to pay me something. I mean, I didn't get any money out of it, but I wasn't about to sue anybody. I just wanted to get, pay my bills and forget about it. And that's what they did, you know.
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, I got hurt, I'm going to sue somebody. You know, that's what I don't like about that right now. I have a friend that every other word, I got to sue this, I got to sue that. I say, look, you got to have money to sue somebody. Mm-hmm. You have to get some reason for suing people, for doing this, you know. I said, nobody, you're not going to go sue people just because I love you or I don't like you, whatever. You're not going to sue people like that. That's all he says. You want to sue this, whatever.
Yeah.
No, they just paid. They just paid for my bill, doctor bills, and that's it. There was no problem. I'm back to work.
That's good. Last movie.
Yeah, there was
Oh, I was going to say, last movie, The Monster Squad.
Oh yeah, the Monster Squad was fun too. We were filming that at the back lot of Warner Brothers. That was another wonderful movie, freezing cold in the middle of the winter. We were cold. They were very, very cold. I went through a lot of things. I mean, I've done a lot of weird work, or jobs and things like that. It was fun. Yeah. They're all, like I said, they're all Put towards the pension that pays the bills, and that's the name of the game, you know. You got to work to pay the bills, so if you don't work, you don't eat.
Exactly.
Isn't that right?
Right.
Yeah, if you don't work, you don't eat.
So what made you get out of the business?
Got in the business?
What made you get out of the business?
Oh, out of the business. You know what? In 1995, I did a movie in Romania, my last movie. Actually was, 95. With oh my God, Jones, what's his name? Jones, the actor.
Tommy Lee Jones?
The skinny actor. Huh?
Tommy Lee Jones?
No. God, I'm looking at this stupid Night of the Dead, that Landa.
Oh, Dwayne?
Jack Jones? Jack. No, not Jack.
Dwayne Jones?
Let me. Wait. I did my last movie with him in Romania. There he is. Oops, I passed him. Doug Jones.
Okay, Doug Jones.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doug Jones and I, we did the last movie in Romania. Now, he's still working. I retired because there wasn't really too much going on anymore in the movie industry. There's a lot of non-union stuff in which I'm not allowed to do. Because if you work in non-union, if you do non-union movies, they will take everything away from you. The pension, everything. Everything that the union gives you that you earned, they will take everything away from you. So I wouldn't do non-union movie. It wasn't a lot of work, so I gave up. I quit. I got my pension. That's how I got out.
Yeah, I've talked to.
It comes to a day you have to give it up one way or the other.
Yeah, I've talked to.
There's no other thing going on, and right now I like a lot of the non-union stuff, in which I don't do it. So that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of stunt performers. A lot of them stopped when they turned 40 or 50. There's one guy I interviewed earlier this month, and he worked on Return of the Jedi 2, Dickie Beer. And
Dickie Beer.
Yeah, he's in his.
Yeah, Dickie Beer and I, we see each other quite a bit. Do a convention.
Yeah.
Dickie Beer. Yeah, we worked together. I met him in London.
Yeah.
I met him in England. He worked on. I think he was involved on Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom.
Right. Yeah, he's in his late 60s, and he's still out there doing it. He told me he wants to die doing stunts, and I said to him, would you be happy if you did stunts for 12 hours and then, went home and died in your sleep? And he said, absolutely.
You said you want to die?
Yeah, die doing stunts.
He's crazy. He's crazy. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
He wants to die doing stunts. He wants to die because he wants to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
He told me a few years ago. See, he doubled the Bubba Fett. Jeremy Bullock.
Yeah.
And he told me a few years ago. He said to me, "Well, when Jeremy retires, I'm going to make a lot of money." He's around. I mean, doing the convention.
Yeah.
He goes, he does a lot of convention. Jeremy is no longer traveling anymore because he has a Parkinson's disease, I guess. And I could see the thing coming, Jeremy never sat. He always stood in the front of his table and talked to the fans while he was signing autographs.
Yeah.
He never sat. And I could see his right hand was kind of shaky a little bit. And then all of a sudden, he hit him really hard. And same thing with David Prowse. He's no longer traveling because he can't.
Yeah.
He can't travel anymore. They're all getting bad. He's very, he doesn't like their wheelchair. He wants to walk on the stupid cane. And you know what? Hey, if you need a wheelchair, man, you have to have it, You just don't suffer. But he has maybe too much pride. he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to be, well, look at people. Well, look at me, I'm in a wheelchair. So what,
Right.
If you need it, you got to have it, you got to have it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's how Dickie Beer.
Yeah.
So, are we going to say anything about this, the show I'm going to do in February? It's got a big lineup, the Dead of the Dead.
Days of the Dead?
Days of the Dead. Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
Man, you got a big lineup.
Oh, yeah. Have you done the show before?
Yeah, I did this show here in Vegas at the Plaza Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I did it last year. I may do it again this year. And the promoter is from Vegas.
Yeah.
He has a beautiful, beautiful shop, toy shop here in Las Vegas. And he does more than one show. He does one, I think, here, Atlanta, Denver, Chicago, and Indianapolis.
Yep.
Which is one in Indianapolis in July. I may do it.
Nice. This show. They got Richard Dreyfuss, John Cusack, Linda Blair, Steve Guttenberg, Kathleen Turner. I mean, that's a huge lineup.
Yeah. I'm looking right now in front of me. Yeah, I can see all the... Richard, I don't know if he ever done any convention before. Must be his first one.
Yeah,
I
personally haven't been to a Days of the Dead, but I heard it's a really good show. Do you like doing conventions?
I love it. You know what? I love to do this because I get to see, like, for example, Linda Blair. I see her almost everywhere I go. Everywhere she is, I get to say hello to her. And the reason I do it is because I love to see my old friends, and I got to meet new friends, Mm-hmm. And I love to do it. I love to do panels like Doug Jones. I mean, I got to see Doug Jones next month. When I moved out of California, I just don't have, we didn't have too many friends over there.
Yeah.
You work for somebody and then they're gone. This way, you go to convention, you get to see you guys. Tony Todd, for example. I love the guy. He's a funny guy. Candy Man.
Yeah, Tony Todd.
And, it's a beautiful, beautiful convention. I mean, this guy's got a heck of a lineup.
Yeah.
Michael B. and I worked with him I did convention with him a few times. Michael. And Danielle Harris. I was supposed to, on Halloween 5, I think was.
Yeah.
Whatever. Me and another girl, we were supposed to double. I was supposed to double the boy on that movie, and my friend Laura was supposed to double Danielle, and the boy says, I want to do my own stunt. So they send me home.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then after they send me home, we were in Salt Lake City, Utah. after they send me home, he didn't want to do it. He was scared. So they cut out the scene.
Huh.
And they sent me home. I lost money. Because the kid wanted to do his own things, and he didn't do it. He didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So anyway, Danielle, I haven't seen her for a long, long time. I got this, she was a little girl. Now she's a beautiful girl.
Yeah, I met her last year. She was cool.
Yeah, I got to see her this February.
Here's
yeah.
I wanted to ask you, this is an important question that I'd like to hear from your perspective. So in the last 60 years or so that you've been in the entertainment business, have you seen a natural progression of how little people are treated in the industry?
You know what? The little people, they don't really, the little people, they got treated just hardly really that good. But, because, you know what? A little person could be a lawyer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A little person could be a doctor. And we do have a little lady. She's a pediatrician. She takes care of babies. And this the couple, the small couple that's on TV. They have a TV show. The little couple, or whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, little person could do anything in a movie. They could use they thought the little people, they only belong in the circus. That's all they're not, Okay, they're circus people. Leave them in the circus. But the little people could do other jobs, other acting jobs. We had a few little actors that, I can't remember remember the guy's name. I remember Michael Dunn was very good.
Billy Barty.
They asked me to double him. Listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
They asked me to double him on, what was the Wild Wild West?
Yeah.
And the reason I refused it, because I heard him talking bad about little people.
Oh.
And I said, let him get hurt. Let him do the stunt. He almost got hurt.
Yeah.
Doing one episode of the Wild Wild West. Because I was going to do the stunt for him, and then I refused it because I heard him say bad mouth about little people. That's why I'm not going to do it. So let him do his own stunt. But anyway, little people, they could use little people to do other different things and be in the circus, But I see the difference. There's not really that many little people right now. When they're like in the early 60s, 70s, like we were talking before, when they had the family shows, we used to work a lot. They used little people to do stunt work, double work, and things like that. Now, they don't use little people in the movies anymore, do stunts for double little kids, because the stuntmen, they use their own kids to double other kids. And that should be illegal, because the union should say no, because one minor cannot double another minor. That's the reason you use a little person to double a little kid. Because little kid's a minor, not allowed to do a lot of hard work or dangerous work. If anything happened to a little person, you got to replace it. Okay, for example, you're making a movie and the little boy gets hurt. What are they going to do? They got to stop the film, or they have to cut him off completely, and they have to reshoot whatever they did. It doesn't work,
Yeah.
So that's why I said little people, they were not really treated the way it's supposed to be. Because we could do other things. We could do acting. We could do different acting. We could use different things, And they thought they belong in a circus, just a circus. No, it doesn't work like that. That's not the way it is.
Yeah. Did you know Billy Barty well?
Oh, of course, yeah. Billy and I, we were good friends. We used to play baseball. We had a baseball team called Hollywood Shorties many years ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we used to play against high school kids, and we did a lot of funny things, to raise money for the little people of America. Yeah, I knew Billy very well. I knew Billy Curtis. I knew Jerry Marin. He played, he was Little Oscar. Also, he played the Lollipop Field in the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
He was the one in the middle, give Dorothy the lollipop. He just died a year ago. He was 90, was 99, 98?
Right.
He just died a year ago, yeah.
Yeah, he was like the last one, right? Yeah, pretty close to it.
Not too many little people left, to tell you.
Well, there's Brad Williams, who does stand-up comedy.
Brad, I don't know him, I don't think. Where's he from?
I think he's from San Diego. I knew him when he was...
I don't know.
Yeah, I knew him when he was in San Francisco for a little while. He's a great guy. He's really funny. Yeah.
How tall is he?
Maybe 3'2" or something like that.
3'2"?
Or something like that. I don't know.
I'm a 3'11".
Or maybe he's 3'10". I don't know. I'm not 3'2". I'm sorry.
Well, whatever.
Like 3'10".
3'2" is doggy.
Yeah, I'm not very good at arithmetic.
Yeah, I don't think I never met him.
Yeah.
No, I never met him.
He's a very funny comedian, though. So February 7th through the 9th, you will be at Days of the Dead in Atlanta, Georgia. And do you ever do conventions in California?
I've done. I used to do quite a few in North Hollywood for Hollywood Collector. Mm-hmm. At the Howard. I think it's Howard Johnson now. There used to be the lady was on the show, Lassie. What was the name? She owned that hotel. And on Vine.
June Lockhart?
June Lockhart, yeah.
Yeah, I just interviewed her daughter. Yeah.
Oh, Annie?
Yeah.
Annie, yeah. She lives in Texas, right?
Yes.
Yes, she lives in Texas. I saw her last year somewhere in the little convention in Texas. Yeah. She's very, very nice.
Lovely lady. I love talking to her. Yeah. So.
Yes, very, very nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So next.
I used to do a lot of convention over there. I don't come to California very much because you see the same people over and over. You know.
Yeah.
It's just the same fan. You know.
Yeah. Well, next time you're in California, I'll definitely be there.
Okay. We'll keep in touch.
Absolutely.
So I didn't know you were from California. I thought you were, all right, whatever it is, doesn't matter. But,
yeah.
Hey, as long as the people know what's going on, then we'll keep our ears open and let them know what we're going to do, what we're doing. So, February 7, 8, and 9, Atlanta, Georgia.
Days of the
Dead. Yeah.
Yes.
And we're going to have some fun.
Yes. Felix, I hope you have...
Yeah.
I hope you have a great time there.
I think I will, because the same promoter, he's the same guy from Vegas. I did one here last year. I did here, and I got to see what's his name? He died. Sid Haig.
Sid Haig, yes.
I mean, oh my God! When I saw him, I couldn't believe it. I said to myself, I said, what is going on with this guy? I did a movie with him many, many years ago. The movie was called Point Blank.
Yes, with Lee Marvin.
We were a lot younger. And when I saw him last year, I asked him, I said, Sid, he said, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Oh, yeah, I'm all right. I'm okay. No problem. And then all of a sudden, man, boom, he's gone.
Yeah.
He looked really, really bad.
Yeah, I saw him at one of his last conventions last year, and he was just a complete walking coma. It was really, really sad.
I know it. I know exactly what I'm telling. Yeah, exactly what I said. He looked really bad, and he could hardly walk. And then he goes and he puts his makeup on. They put his makeup on. Mm-hmm. He has a photo op with people.
Yeah.
And then they come and get the photo. He signs for free because they pay him to do a photo op. And I saw him about 3 years ago, somewhere in California. We did a convention near Santa Barbara, and he looked good. He looked good. And all of a sudden, oh my God, he lost so much weight. So,
that's sad.
Anyway, you know what? We all have to go one day sooner or later, so it doesn't matter. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. When it calls you to go home, you gotta come home. You know, you're not gonna say, no, not time yet. No, no such thing. You're not gonna go. You gotta go. But anyway, listen, I really enjoyed talking to you, and let's remind the people one more time about Atlanta.
February 7th. Through the 9th.
8 and 9.
Yep. In Atlanta, Georgia. And you're gonna have all your Buck Rogers and Addams Family merchandise there and stuff.
Oh, well, of course, yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna have that, Addams Family, Buck Rogers, whatever, Star Wars, yeah, a lot of Star Wars too. So in March, I'm gonna be in Mexico City for 3 days.
Nice.
March 12, 13, or 14. No, 13, 14, or 15. At Mexico City.
Mexico City.
We're going to be at the convention called La Mole in Mexico City. I've never been in Mexico City the first time.
Nice.
So I hope I'll have fun too over there. So, all right, guys. So take care of yourself.
Felix, you take care of yourself as well. This was such a great honor, and I thank you so much.
All right, man. You have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon, I guess, okay?
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
Well, there you have it. Felix Silla. Ain't he a cool dude? Great guy, great stories. I liked him an awful lot. And seriously, go see him February 7th through the 9th at Days of the Dead in Atlanta. And the other one he mentioned in Mexico City. I can't wait. I'll meet him someday in California. But go see him for me anyways. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past because the present sucks. Later, dudes!